One of the highlights of MobLand's first season was Pierce Brosnan's erratic gangster Conrad Harrigan. The show's last scene pays homage to a vintage crime drama and showcases Conrad at his most amusing. Several important characters perished in the violence that marked the swift and bloody conclusion of the Harrigan/Stevenson War in MobLand's season finale. However, after the police raid on the Harrigan Manor at the end of episode 9, Conrad and Maeve Harrigan were both taken to prison, so they weren't even involved in all the action. Colin Tattersall planted DNA evidence that led to Conrad Harrigan's incarceration after he spent the entire season either pulling the strings behind his back or taking credit for Maeve's actions. In the season finale, he had two significant conversations, one with his son Kevin, who boldly declared himself the new leader of the Harrigan crime family, in person through glass, and another with Maeve over the phone, where she explained her reasons. However, his best scene was undoubtedly the last one shown in Season 1 of MobLand. When Conrad first stepped outside his prison cell, he appeared uncertain about the other inmates' reactions to his presence. However, as Conrad descended the central stairs, the low chattering soon turned into cheers and applause, which he relished. In blatant defiance of the police and those who would try to keep him behind bars, he repeatedly chanted, "Bring it on," which only prompted the other inmates who were gathered around him in the prison to cheer him louder. It becomes evident in a few seconds that the acclaim is sincere and puzzlingly widespread. As an expression of respect for Conrad's status as the main enemy of the London police, and as one of the most feared crime bosses in the city, the other inmates applaud him. The many offenders in the prison admire Conrad because his existence and the empire he created over the years are the ultimate rebuke of law enforcement in general. Conrad's authority and stability may be shaky at best, but outside the Harrigan inner circle and perhaps the former Stevenson gang, his reputation remains intact. In a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, Pierce Brosnan acknowledged that the last scene was what many astute viewers of crime dramas will identify as a tribute. A clear reference to Peter Collinson's 1968 crime comedy The Italian Job, which starred Michael Caine, Benny Hill, and Noel Coward, can be seen in the image of Conrad coming down the stairs while he revels in the cheers of a prison full of happy criminals. Coward, who plays a criminal gangster planning a heist from inside a prison in the film, is praised similarly to Conrad in MobLand. If Season 2 of MobLand is produced, it appears that Conrad and Maeve won't be behind bars for very long. As demonstrated in the season finale, during the interrupted dinner in episode 9, Harry recorded his conversation with Alice/Nicola while she was stealing Conrad and Maeve's DNA. Although the recently freed Kevin jokes that they should purposefully leave both Conrad and Maeve in prison for a while, that should be enough proof to persuade any jury that the elder Harrigan's murder charge was the product of a fabricated investigation. The fact that Conrad serves as a stand-in for a crime boss who runs his business from inside a prison in the episode 10 homage is worth repeating. Even though it's improbable, leaving Conrad confined to prison for the upcoming season could be incredibly entertaining. Seeing him traverse the criminal underworld from a prison cell might be an intriguing dynamic to investigate and give MobLand a fresh perspective as the series veers toward an international plot. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.